Hey gang, welcome to another video, and today I'm going to walk you through two metcons that we did in one Saturday session. First of all, let's talk about the similarities these tasks had. The time domain of both of the metcons was short, so we did a 10-minute task, most of the athletes finished in 10, and then another 10-11 minutes task. So both of them in that short time domain. Second thing, the priority. Both of them were 4-time workouts, meaning you had a task to complete and your score is the time that you took to finish it. Now, the difference between them is pretty much what's going to change your approach when you face each task. The first one was a 4-rounder, meaning you had 4 rounds of a task to complete. The second one was a pyramid cheaper. That's how we call the workout that you work up to an exercise and then all the way back down through the same path backwards. So I'm going to write it and you guys are also going to be able to watch it. But the difference here is pretty much, one, you know what each round is going to feel like because it's exactly the same sequence over and over again. Now the second one, you're going all the way up. So you start fresh, you start easy, it might feel very, very good. And then the second half of the workout, because you're doing backwards and you're tired, fatigued, will feel completely different even though the exercises are the same. So different approaches, and I'm going to talk about while you guys watching me perform these metcons. Here we go. 4 rounds, 4 times, 21 calories row, 1 dumbbell complex on the left arm, 1 dumbbell complex on the right arm. 50 pounds, the dumbbell. The dumbbell complex is 7 shoulder to overhead, 7 hang snatches, 7 front rack lunges. And these lunges were performed, if I'm holding the dumbbell on the right side, I lunge with the right leg. Nothing really special here. It was just rowing. It was the first round. Everything I wanted to do was finish my 21 calories before Claire and Lee that were rowing next to me. They were my targets. Lee, if I'm not mistaken, was doing 18 calories. Claire was doing 15. And I did it. I finished before them. So I warmed up and prepared mentally to start at a fast, aggressive pace. At the same time, is smooth and controlled in order to not make any mistake that would cost me the transitions, or in a competition scenario, getting a no rep in that very short task would be very costly. Notice how I switch from my left hand to my right. Just push the dumbbell away, swing it to my right shoulder, and already start. So intentionally, I rehearsed the motions to primer my body and my brain, and just move naturally without thinking about the transition between the movements, and just be very fast. I also already knew the pace I'll be holding on the rower, which was around 1500 calories per hour. It was fast enough to get through the 21 cal in just under a minute, which was good. And at the same time, I would complete those 4 rounds at the same pace, so not too fast to have to slow down towards the end of the task. Similar pace to my first round, around 1500, nothing crazy. Although I feel like I did finish tired, maybe I could have done a 5th round at a similar pace. Now, something I did not expect was my legs to burn. Somehow, um, I didn't remember the last time I did lunges in that style where you have to complete all the reps on one leg and then switch. We usually do alternating lunges, at least not in a Metcon scenario. So I didn't know how taxing it could be, and I didn't remember doing that anything similar in a Metcon scenario. So it also surprised me that coming off the rower, my legs would be tired to the point that even doing a push press, the dip for the push press was tiring. Mostly coming off the rower. Yeah. My grip really got tired from holding the dumbbells and then running to the rower, you know, getting those transitions quickly. So I was always holding onto something. And I was really glad that during those lunges, I could literally rest the dumbbell on my shoulder and kind of release my grip. I did use hook grip to minimize the fatigue in my forearms. However, I still felt that my forearms were burning even after 2 minutes I had completed the task. Here I had just started the third round, so I'm going to speed up the video and I'll see you in the last round. So I'm just doing the right arm, shoulder to overhead, trying to finish it as fast as possible, pushing with my legs and then arms. Got 14 reps to go from that first snatch. Then lunges, really didn't care if I was going to hit my knee on the floor. Just trying to get really, really fast, put the dumbbell down and rest. So we rest a little bit. I waited for the ladies. There was another group also finishing their task, and then we would start the next one in about 15, 20 minutes max. Second workout, 50 calorie bike, 30 wall balls at 30 pounds, 12 rope climbs, 30 wall balls, and then 50 cal bike again. I used the Echo bike. So shortly after we all finished the first Metcon, we started to put our dumbbells back, swap the rowers for bikes, and decided where we would rope climb. My biggest consideration to warm up for that task was the weight on the med ball. Since we usually work with the 20 pounds and we were going to use the 30 pounds, I felt like I needed to warm up with some front squats to kind of feel the position, the ball in front of my face, and then I did some push presses in order to get my arms used to how strong I would have to press to hit the right target. Now I'm going to speed this up because I need to see all the 50 calories. I guarantee I completed them all. Observations though, I was focused on performing 15 calories every minute, and so I completed all the 50 in about 3 minutes, just on the 3 minute mark on a clock. And you see that immediately I moved to my wall ball set. I knew I would complete those 30 unbroken. I just wanted to hit the mark above the black line, and always thinking if I'm in a competition, I need to do with the right standard. So squatting below parallel, hitting the right target
always focused on performing with the best quality I can. I'm pretty confident doing wall balls, by the way. Nothing that scares me, even big sets, heavyweight. I squat very well, I think.
I tried only one rope climb before the workout to decide how many pinches I would need to get to the top. After seeing that I couldn't really complete a full rope climb without jumping in one pinch, I talked to Ant, who had done the workout earlier that day, to, you know, look for advice. And we agreed that doing two smaller pinches quicker would be more efficient for that task. The bike, honestly, I didn't think was necessary to warm up. Since I was already coming from the other workout, I felt like my legs were pretty warm.
If you weren't counting, this is my fifth rope climb, and by this point, they are actually feeling better than the first and second one, just because my heart rate was really high coming from those wall balls. And so I wanted to take some more time, longer, in between reps to decrease my heart rate. And then I found my groove, I found my pace, was moving good. This rope isn't very high, and so two pinches are not very demanding. I think I can do at this pace rope climbs all day long.
So the approach I usually have for these cheaper type of workout, up and down, is like this. I will take the first portion a little easier to set myself to a strong finish.
Last rope climb, I'm going to finish it and move to the wall balls. I will admit that I didn't want it to pick up the ball that quickly, but I did. And then once you start, it's easy. I kept talking to myself, thinking that that was already the second half of the workout. I was just about to finish.
So that's how I gamed it. First, bike at 68 to 70 RPM, nothing faster than that, which felt quite comfortable to move onto my wall balls next and do them all unbroken. The rope climbs helped me to decrease the heart rate. I came from the wall balls huffing and puffing. Um, and so I could do the second half a little faster, wall balls unbroken again, and I finished the bike way faster than I wanted to. On that last bike, I gave myself 15 calories just to settle into the pace, which was 70 RPM again. And I knew that I could push those last calories up to 80 RPM. However, I believe that anyone that really wants to do it can do it. And so I decided to start my final sprint with 20 calories to go. It worked just fine, and I remember the song actually really helped me. It was rock and roll, old school type of music that really pumps you up and you want to hit your head against the wall. It was pretty fun.
I believe now was about 15 to 20 calories in. And looking at the timer, I wanted to do a sub 10. And I started to play that game. Well, if you finish sub 10, you can die on the floor. So just get this done, all good. I started to think when I could get the final push, when I could sprint or try to sprint. And it's a negotiation. You think, oh, I can now, but then your body don't want to, and then you need to fight. It's always like that. The good thing is, after that, I didn't have any other work, so nothing to leave in the tank. Finish the bike and go home rest. That's my mindset when I have to do a very hard work. Just get it done and then you can go home. You guys can see that I'm already moving a little faster, arms and legs, pushing the pedals, pushing the handles. And you will see that I actually get stronger and stronger towards the end.
Hey, so I'm gonna wrap this up here. Thanks for staying with me during this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something. We talked about how to strategize in different type of workouts, a 4-time or a cheaper. You guys kind of saw how my brain works, and I will see you next time.